keep one on my nightstand, not no safety, fully loaded. Think I'll cop a brightly new Patek or a Rolex. I've been jumping times, I'm back to back, and it's still.
Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Look at me. Why won't you look at me? Where are your manners? If a stranger asks for help, is it right to ignore them? Is that how it is? I will share a secret. I don't know the color of my skin. I don't know if I'm even here. That is why I need you to open your eyes so you can tell me how I look. But I'm also shy, so I might hide the moment you do. You won't find me anywhere, and soon you will forget like a faded dream. I know you're not asleep. You listen with those tiny ears of yours. They look so fragile, like I could almost grab them. Put my fingers around them and tear them off. If I do, will you scream? Will I hear your voice? It was a joke. I'm joking. Don't be scared. Hey, how do you think my eyes look when our gazes finally meet? What will you find? Answer me. They look empty. That may be so. The eyes are the window to the soul. That's what someone told me. Long ago, they said that the soul was holy, bright, beautiful. Every person has one, both the good and the evil. But that person said I was the exception. That something like me couldn't possibly own something so holy, so bright, so beautiful. They looked inside of me, took a deep breath, and announced their conclusion with great fatigue. Their eyes that could see it all, couldn't find anything in there. I'm sure that if you were to cut me apart, not even blood would flow out, even if I felt it sometimes, crawling through my veins. Maybe that's why I've never seen myself before, because I'm empty. But isn't that something to be grateful for? Because if I were to look and find nothing there, then surely I would feel disappointed. By not looking, I can ease myself of that pain. So maybe this is for the best. I can't remember who was the first to recite these words to me, nor the second, nor the third, nor the several others who came after. The only thing I remember is that they looked as empty as I did to them. Hey, have you ever felt so empty, so devoid of what makes everyone special, that you've embraced the void as your own? Have you? These eyes, are these my eyes? A good answer. Yet there is only one way to know the truth. Open your eyes. So you won't look at me, even though your eyes are so pretty. I can't see them, but I can imagine them behind their veil of flesh, round like pearls and shiny like jewels. So pretty. It's fine. We still have time. The night is still and silent. People are good at closing their doors. Do you know what a door is? Of course you know. You have one. Right there, at the verge of your little world. A door is a barrier to keep the bad out. The bad can be anything. A bad person, a bad smell, and sometimes me. I can't open doors. I find them tricky. Should I push or pull? Should I turn the knob left or right? Should I try to take it off its hinges? Should I chip away at it, hoping it will fall apart? And what happens when it opens? Do I close it behind me? Do I keep it open? But that might be rude to the person who had it closed. But then, how do I get out? And what happens if the wind pushes it close? What then? So many options, so many things that could go wrong. Whenever I stand in front of a closed door, it paralyzes me. I stare at it for a long time and think of my excuses, because that's all they are. What bothers me the most about closed doors is the idea they exist to keep me out. It fills me with the need to go in, so I search for a crevice or a window, anything that might be open, anything that might let me in. I'm not good with doors, but as long as there's a place where I can fit, then I can go in anywhere. Every night, I hop across the shadows of the streets. I'm careful so as to not be caught by the light. In my eternal search, I pick a place where to rest. I slip in and spend the night wherever is comfortable, without alerting anyone. Usually it's a cellar, an attic, anywhere with dust, with dirt. I feel at home there. But sometimes, just sometimes, an urge swells inside of me. The urge to be seen. So I search hard for an entryway covered in darkness, and for someone to be at the other end, awake, as if expecting me. But you won't look at me, even though you had your door open for visitors. Why is that? Are you afraid? Do I scare you? No, that can't be it. We have been chatting for so long. You haven't chased me out. That means you welcome me. So I'm certain that if I were to reach out my hand, you would reciprocate and grasp it. I'm sure your hands are warm. So very warm, because people are always warm. Hey, how do my hands look when my warmth finally meets yours? How will it feel? Answer me. They look incomplete. That may be so. Amidst my travels, I have lost more than I can imagine. I have left people behind, people who were my chat companions, just like you are now. So it's no wonder that by leaving them behind, I will leave parts of me as well. Things such as skin, or flesh, or bones, or anything that makes me, as farewell gifts, you could say. It sounds like an excuse, and that's because it is. Because I am careless and overly curious. I can't help but wonder how everything feels to the touch, like the crust of a tree, or the surface of a frozen lake. But sometimes I find something else, like a building engulfed in a raging fire. I think of the screams in the distance, or the suffering and death and charred skin, and wonder, how does that feel? So I put my hands to the fire. It hurts, but I tolerate it, and keep them there for long enough that the uncomfortable feeling dissipates, and the smell of charred skin starts protruding from my own. And when I take them out, the feeling persists. That horrible but intoxicating feeling. I seek such extreme sensations. The edge of a knife sometimes provides it. Other times, the fangs of a beast. Most times, however, it's by mere accident. I would place my fingers over a benign surface discover it's covered in spikes, and I will leave my hands there as I traverse along it, leaving parts of my body as a farewell gift. In that sense, it's not so different from what I was saying before. The fire and the blades are friends. They have granted me times of great fun, so it's only polite to leave something of yours as a sign of thanks. But there's one thing I've always loathed from these encounters. They're always painful. I'd rather they weren't. Hey, have you ever placed yourself in harm's way, only to feel a satisfaction you've realized is not yours? Have you? These hands, are these my hands? A good answer, yet there is only one way to know the truth. Open your eyes. So you won't look at me, even though my hands could be the same as yours. Think about it. Maybe you and I are similar. No, I know we are. I can feel it in my skin. Oh. Can you hear it? My skin it has been long since this happened. It's a sign of my innermost emotions flowing out. I wander the world, wanting to be seen. I'll be satisfied as long as someone tells me how I look, but it's not like anyone will do. If it did, then it would be oh so easy, since I could show myself to everyone at once, every living person in this land, and ask them all the same question. Someone will answer. There's no doubt about it, but it might not be the answer I wish for, since I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be perceived as something I'm not. It scares me. That is why, when someone is on the verge of looking at me, I shy away. I hide, fading into the dark. But you might be different. If it's you, it might be possible to stand still, if only for a second. That way you can help me, and we can both be fulfilled. Just thinking about it, it makes me feel something. I cannot describe it. I am not good with words. There was a person in my past who taught me to speak like a person. They were not good at it either, and thinking back on it, they certainly didn't enjoy it. To teach a wordless being how to talk must be a challenge, yet they did, simply because they could. It is weird to remember, because it makes me think of why I want to be seen, and I am not. Sure, I don't care much for my appearance. I don't want to be judged. But if that were it, I could easily stay out of sight. So why is it? Why do I want someone to recognize me so much? Maybe it's only because I can. Because everyone gets to be recognized. But I will. Soon, once you open your eyes. There it is again. Just thinking about the moment you unveil your sight onto me, and you finally take those bed sheets off your body, and you inspect every crevice of mine, and you finally open those tight lips of yours to let me hear what I am, and to maybe even give me a name. It makes me feel, but I don't know what. Surely it would be evident if you were to look at my face. Hey, what does my expression look like when that veil of uncertainty finally disappears? What will we convey to each other? Answer me. An emotionless stare. so. Expressions are difficult. They require one's face to contort in many different ways. I am not capable of that. Everything about me is stiff, from the way I walk, to the way I talk, to the way I feel. It is something I noticed long ago. I may hurt and I may grow, but I do not change. Not in the way other people do. People interact with each other. They form connections. They experience thrills. A person becomes someone different with each passing second, turning old and perishing. However, I don't think I'm capable of any of those things. My journey began long ago, longer than any person has ever journeyed. And in my life, I have seen others born and die, born and die. A person's existence is so fleeting, and yet so many things happen to them, so many worthwhile memories. It is something I lack. Were I to write a book, I could not fill a single page. It's not for the lack of memories, but rather because these memories mean nothing to me, save for a minuscule number. They are all the same, blending with each other into a mottled gray, lacking the meaning people often give to that which they care about. Perhaps if someone else had lived what I had, they would see meaning, they would treasure it, but I cannot. No matter how I try, I can't see any worth in what I do, and by extension, in what I am. I want for someone to tell me how I look, yet I don't see that as important. No one but me would care, so why should I care? But that doesn't mean I have never felt. I feel things. Joy, sorrow, fear. I am always feeling, and right now, I am feeling strongly. It's here, in my pulsating skin. You say my expression is emotionless, that it shows nothing, and if you say so, it must be true. But soon you will see something, because what I'm feeling is not nothing. Hey, have you ever masked yourself with indifference, only to hide the overwhelming emotions hiding beneath? Have you? This expression, is this my expression? I see. Thank you. You have truly helped me tonight. These are my eyes. These are my hands. And this is my expression. I consider these my most treasured features, and you have helped me picture them all. No one has done this for me. I feel